Camera looks a bit fuzzy today, doesn't it?
Mm.
So we've had to cross over because the live was buffering on the other section. So hopefully you can all come in and join us here. Hi, Mary Beth. Thanks for crossing over. It wouldn't stop buffering, so we had to create a new one.
Get back to the old one.
If you just go into... Hi, Jane. Hi, Douglas. Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming over here. As I say, it wouldn't stop buffering. Hi, Sandra. Mr. Wallflowers is now trying to leave a message on the other one. Hi, Frank. Hi, Half and Wee. Hi, Grandma Mary. Hi, everyone. Hi, Vivian. Oh, I'm so glad everyone's managed to cross over. Mr. Wallflowers is leaving a message, so others that may be waiting in the other room can come across. Hope everyone's having a good night. Hi, Elderberry. Hi, Stephen. Oh, fabulous. Oh, we've got a good few in the room. There's 22 already with us, so that's great stuff. Now, I don't know whether to say Serio or Cherio, but hi to France.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, yeah. Have you done that?
There's still loads on there.
I know Tessie was in the other room, so I'm hoping she sees the
There's
message.
about 21 waiting in the other room.
I'm feeling much better, Sandra. A lot more positive now. Obviously, it shook me quite a bit and created a lot of pain in me. But yeah, I'm not letting them take any more energy from me than they've already done. You know, people who do that kind of thing don't have any consciousness of the damage that they create or how they cause people to worry or the effects they have on other people, you know. So I'm trying not to allow them to have that rent any space in my head, really, and to just be positive about it. So yeah, we're all sorry it happened, Jane.
It just
sorry,
wouldn't
Frank.
stop buffering. It's just going round and round and round.
Yeah. As I say, we're putting our best foot forward and we're trying to be as positive as we possibly can, and not allow them to take any more of our peace away, are we really? Just carry on.
It's the only thing that's ever happened since we've been here, so we can't get down about it.
It shouldn't happen at all, but that's the positive we have to take, isn't it, really? Yeah. Oh, so wonderful. Just hoping Tessie can come across as well.
What are you crocheting, Mary Beth? Some gloves and socks and scarf. Oh, Tessie's found us.
Thanks, Tessie. Glad you came across. It just kept buffering and wouldn't allow us to go live on that feed. So again, we've had to create a new one. No one's stopping us. We're cracking on and we're going forward.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Jan. Hi, Stephen. Christina. Oh, so wonderful. 36 of us already. Hi, Molly.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. So we've actually, as I say, we're trying to put all that aside, what's happened, trying to move forward, not let the buggers grind us down is basically where we're at, you know. As I say, people like that don't have a conscience of any feelings, any emotions, whatever. It's just uttering complete narcissism, isn't it? Take what they want and have no conscience about it. So we've just got to say, thankfully, we're lucky, unharmed, unhurt. They didn't actually get in. Nothing's been taken. Not that we've got anything for anyone to take, but that's a different issue. But yeah, we're just going to move on and not give them anything, not let them take anything else away from us. Yeah. But we've been looking at WEF, haven't we?
Yeah, just briefly, we haven't had a chance this week. Hi, Mojo. Sister.
Hi, Mo.
Yeah, we just started watching a little bit. We haven't had the chance this week, but the things that they're saying are pretty worrying of what they've got in.
So this is the meeting they've had this week, isn't it?
In
For
Davos.
in Davos for the World Economic Forum we're talking about. Normally we try and keep up to date with who's speaking and what context they're speaking about and what they're referring to. But as Mr. Wallflower said, we haven't had an awful lot of chance to keep abreast of everything at the moment.
So we're going to catch up on that this week and see what they've got planned for us. Just a little bit that we found out was Tony Blair was saying we've got 100 days before the next pandemic.
So
supposedly.
That's it. They're saying, what was the wording?
It was, we need to get the vaccines out because we've only got 100 days, or we need to get the vaccines within 100 days of the pandemic coming. Something like that on them lines.
So there's going to be another big push.
Yeah, for some kind of pandemic or some kind of lockdown anyway.
Yeah. Now, we're not all going to disagree or whatever on the same feelings towards that, but we can all debate like adults and there's no need for any of us to fall out. We're all entitled to our own opinion and that's good, you know. If we have an issue, it's with the people who are enforcing issues upon our lives, not with how we choose to go forward with them.
And another thing was Bill Gates didn't for some reason. He's saying that he wasn't invited or he wasn't scheduled to attend, and others are saying he was supposed to attend because he's the big cheese, but he didn't turn up for some reason.
And we find that quite strange, don't we? Because you normally expect Bill Gates.
Tony Blair
to be
was there.
involved.
Tony Blair was
for there
on
to
the
be
stage.
some confusion that they've put in the public domain to say he should have been invited but wasn't. That, you know, what's gone on there?
Some
what's
kind
the
of
issue?
fallout
Yeah. Or what's he done instead? Where has he been?
Well, we know he was in Scotland last week. He was meeting with the farmers in Scotland.
This is Bill Gates.
About injecting the cows and the sheep with the vaccine, so it's already in the meat when you come to buy the meat. He's already said that he's going to put it in the vegetables and the fruit. So they're just targeting the food now.
It's knowing not to be paranoid, not to be worried. It's knowing what to believe and what not to believe. And at the moment, we're kind of stuck in a quandary because we're being bombarded with information coming from everywhere.
That's it, Tessie. Don't let it worry you. It's just, but you got to keep up to date and see what they are trying to do.
Yeah, whichever way, whether you choose to have it or you don't, you know. It's just being abreast of the information, but we're being told because there was a big majority of people that, like ourselves, who didn't go forward and have the vaccines, that they were looking for another way to actually incorporate into the food chain, so therefore making more people take it. And earlier in the year we heard of it being put into lettuce, into salad products. Now we're hearing through Bill Gates being in Scotland that it's going to be in the beef chain, the meat chain. You know, it's crazy.
It's right, Tessie.
What she said.
Won't let it into my family.
That's it, or ours. Yeah.
No, don't watch Neil McCoy Ward. He's in the UK.
Who's that?
Do you watch Neil McCoy Ward?
I've not heard of him at all. Yeah, is he good?
We don't know what vaccines they're on about. They're on about just making new vaccines for new viruses that come along. So,
but then you don't even know if that's true or not, or whether they're going to repackage the surplus that they've got and reuse them. Because even at the time when they were being issued, you were told everything had to be refrigerated, like a lot of medicines. Anyway, but then they were in porta cabins in car parks with no electricity link up. You know, what you believe and what don't you believe? It's confusing, really, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll check them out.
Yeah.
Neil McCoy Ward. So how's your week's been? We've had a bit of a stressful week, haven't we?
Crazy times happen, don't they? Yeah, things happen. I was so glad that a lot of people said that they actually missed us. You know, they knew something wasn't quite right. We're not producing the videos every day, which we like to do, don't we?
Yeah. We managed to get a couple out in the end, but
you did.
And thanks for all the comments.
You're enjoying doing yours now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Built up his confidence. Oh, Viv, letter from your mum, love. We were laughing and joking between ourselves, weren't we, earlier about that letter from the mum joke.
Yeah.
It is our sense of humour. I hope you get that.
You used to always get that when you turned up in school. Why are you late? Oh, the dog's at my own work.
Yeah, Tessie, I'm sorry about that. As I say, as soon as I had a chance to reply to the email as well, I hope you do understand. And I don't want people worrying about me, but I'm glad people have shown love, really, and shown some concern. It's a really nice feel, and I wouldn't like to worry anyone. It was, Mojo. It was a good job I was up, because if we'd have been fast asleep in bed, whatever the screw in motion was that they were coming through the lock with, I don't suppose anything would have stopped them. I really don't, and
thanks, Frank. Turning into a right master chef.
It's knowing what could have happened, isn't it? That's what plays on normal people's minds, isn't it? As I say, they don't have a conscience, do they? He's a really good cook. We enjoy all the food you do.
Yeah. So are you. We both enjoy cooking.
Yeah. We like to. We're not over jazzy with our food. We like home comfort food, but we like to mix it up every now and again, don't we? Where's that, Stephen? Where are you, love?
Yeah, it's been cold here today.
We've had quite a lot of rain recently, haven't we?
Yeah, but we've had the ice as well the last couple of mornings. It's been really icy. What
was good yesterday morning is the sun shone, and it was quite warm when you were in the ray of the sun. And any snow that we had here, because we've had a few sprinklings of snow, shall I call it. It's nothing compared to what a lot of places get. Ours is like ice and sugar on the floor, but it quickly turns to ice. But the heat of that lovely warm sun yesterday just completely dissolved everything. So we're totally snow clear now, aren't we?
Oh, ice clear.
Ice clear. Thanks, Viv. Viv's encouraging everyone to hit the like button. She's a cracker. She's a good girl.
My hubby loves corned beef hash. I've never cooked a pie. It's surprising how many people haven't cooked a pie with it. And it's only like
you were shocked
meat and potato, isn't
it? We make a pie over any leftovers, but we've always done it with the corned beef hash. It's a tradition, isn't it? The second half is getting baked into a pie. Yeah, the boys just absolutely
whatever
love
leftovers of anything gets thrown into a pie.
It's nice when we do a country style soup, chunky soup, and we put that in a pie. I absolutely love that.
For 2 or 3 days. Have you got no sound, Christina? Is the sound coming through okay?
Can everyone tell us if the hearing goes okay, please?
Everyone seems to be. They're all commenting. I thought it was 9 p.m. That would be 8 p.m. Where
Thanks,
are you?
Lisa.
You're an hour behind.
Ah, good. Thanks, Susanna and Deb. It's lovely to know you can hear me. Hi, Carol, love. Hope you're okay.
Everyone says it's good. Clear.
Yeah. Nice one.
From Michigan. Yeah, we've always had corned beef hash, even when we were kids. That was just the go-to meal, wasn't it? It was just a cheap and easy meal that you could eat.
It didn't matter whether it was Canton peas on the side or baked beans on the side.
gravy
Yeah. There was always potatoes, though, wasn't there? You know,
Mm.
even if there wasn't a lot of meat or there wasn't a lot of this or that, there was always plenty of potatoes. I always remember, you know, no matter what you had that big serving of potatoes
Mash,
on the side.
You'd have that chips, mash. There's always potatoes with something.
Yeah, we're live now. Question asker. Right here, right now.
You've never heard of the toad dish?
Toad in the hole. Yeah. There was quite a discussion in the comments today. And I'm hoping no one's genuinely fell out. It was just a misunderstanding. But
if I knew it was going to cause that much trouble, I wouldn't have done it.
Mr. Wallflower says, "Can you just comment? I'm not cooking again if they're going to act like that." He's only joking. Yeah. I don't like to see anybody falling out in our comments. No. We love them comments, and I didn't really know how to
Not
react.
just because of the name of it. You can call it what you want. You don't have to call it toad in the hole.
Yeah. Corned beef hash. We call the toad in the hole one. Yeah. Sausage and batter. You know, however you want to call it.
Oh yeah, Tessie's saying we call it egg in the nest. That was the problem.
Yeah, that was the issue. Some lady had said it was definitely called egg in the nest, and another lady said no, it was definitely toad in the hole. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, does it? It's egg and batter.
As long as you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Call it what you want. Rabbit in a pie, whatever.
Well, we don't normally do it with hot dogs, do we? That's the first time we've ever done it with a tin of hot dogs. Normally we'll try and put a nicer sausage in it. If you can get a Lincolnshire sausage or a Cumberland sausage or something like that, just gives it that extra nice bit of taste. But to do a budget meal, it just made sense to actually use the tin of hot dogs. And it was lovely. Yeah. And it was just the right proportion, wasn't it? We don't know, you know, making it in that little dish for you and I, we don't normally do that. We'd normally make a 4 or 6 portion meal in the big bowl that we always cook for the boys in. But yeah, now and again it makes sense to do a little small meal like that. And as I say, it was plenty, wasn't it?
It's hardly ever we do a small meal, is it? We always do more than enough.
We're pretty greedy guts, aren't we? But we're not snacking as much now, are we? So we do like a larger meal, you know. She says that she's got the crackers out now to snack on if we want to. Crackers left over from Christmas.
Mo said you've done a good job on me hair.
Oh, thanks, Mo. Always do his hair. I've found a bit where he's let me down, so we'll have to do mine again soon. I'm only joking with him. I've got to tease him now and again.
That quiche is still in the oven.
Hi, Destiny. You love sausage and cabbage, yeah. I like cabbage with a lot of things. Mr. Wallflowers likes cabbage, but he likes different things with different things, if you know what I mean. I like red cabbage with onions and gravy. I think it's delicious. Years ago, when my dad used to do cabbage, he used to drink the juice after he'd boiled the cabbage, and he always said it was good for you. It's not something I fancied doing, but he always did it. Yeah, we use an awful lot of potatoes. Yeah. Just it bulks out a meal, and you can do potatoes so many different ways. They're so versatile. It's fabulous. We keep promising to make our own hash browns. We just haven't got round to it yet, but it is something I think we'll do shortly. Pasties are really good. Sorry, I didn't see who just said that. Half a newey. Pasties are really good. You just make your pastry. even if you buy your pastry, you know, you're best having some kind of puff pastry, not like a short crust or anything like that, because sometimes it can set a bit too hard. And just put any filling in of your leftovers and just make pasties with that. You know, even if you've got a pint glass or a big mug, and just make a round circle, put a tablespoon in and just pinch it around the edges with your fingers. You know, but the best advice I can give with your pasties is when you make them, if they're for storing in the freezer or to keep for a bit longer, cook the ones you're going to eat that evening and store them uncooked in a Ziploc bag, or however you're going to store them in the freezer, and only cook them once you're going to eat them. That's the best
We've
advice.
cooked them before, and when we put them in the freezer and then gone to reheat them, it goes really crispy, doesn't it?
Yeah. Overbaked.
Yeah.
Because you're baking it twice, aren't you? Some things are best frozen, uncooked, and then just take however many and cook them that night.
Yeah, we love cabbage.
Did he, Abigail? Yeah, I didn't really take for it, but my dad loved it. Yeah, just saying about my dad drinking cabbage juice.
Oh, cabbage water.
Yeah, out the pan. Yeah.
Cabbage soup was nice. That was like that, just cabbage water with the cabbage leaves in it. That was nice.
I don't remember cabbage soup. I remember cabbage leaves with a filling in it, some kind of meat or anything like that. Yeah, that's delicious. We started eating those because of what was in the Polish shop, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then we come home and made some of our own. But yeah, that the flavours of the cabbage with the meat and the way it was all done together was lovely. Yeah, cabbage rolls, that's what we're talking about, Cammy. Absolutely delicious, yeah. And as I say, if you cook them raw, if you do them raw and just put your filling in and freeze it and then cook them individually, that works for them as well, doesn't it? I went back, so I'm missing quite a few here. You've never heard of drinking cabbage water, Jeb? Yeah. It's quite popular. A lot of people have done it for many, many years. Bit of salt in there as you're cooking the cabbage and drinking the salty cabbage water. Yeah.
Corned beef pasties. Pasty here in Manchester is £2.50 at a local cafe.
Wow. £2.50 for one pasty. Imagine how many you could make for that.
Whereabouts in Manchester are you? I work in Manchester. I'm there every day. Even see Charles Miller the other day.
Noodles.
Charles and Camilla were in Manchester the other day. Drove past me.
Was it yesterday?
Yeah, I think it was.
It was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Friday. Yeah.
So Brian's driving in his van, delivering around Manchester, and the entourage comes past him, and Camilla and Charles are in the car, and he looks straight in at them. I won't tell you what he must have done with his breath. Hi, Mother Wolf. Lovely to see you. What was that? They weren't what?
They weren't throwing any money out the window or anything.
No, I don't imagine they were. And saying that, come back onto that topic we were discussing. King Charles now, as we need to call him. I believe he's had money made, printed, what do they call it, forged in the mint, with his face on instead of the Queen. But we don't have it in circulation yet. And now with this,
it's supposed to have come out a few weeks ago. But...
And now with this digital identity thing coming more forward, and then the digital currency that will not long follow. And some people say, oh, that's really not going to happen. Well, Blair actually spoke at there was another snippet we saw, didn't we?
Blair, I don't know whether it was Blair. Somebody spoke about the digital currency and what we've got to do
to enforce it and bring in basically get rid of the cash. to instill the digital currency. So we know it's coming. Now, if King Charles has had his money made, why isn't it in circulation? And will it ever be at this point? Will they just keep that on the back burner and just instill the digital currency instead? What do you guys think?
I'm saying, is it safe to recant canned corn? Yeah, it should be.
I think
if you've got a big tin of it, you portion it off.
Lots of times, if we buy the catering size products of things, we can recan it. But yeah, I think so. It's quite a high fat content. I'd do your own due diligence. I'd research it a little bit more and not just completely take my word, because I'm still quite a novice. As I say, I've only got a water bath canner at the moment, and although it's gone on the back burner a little bit now to put the security in place, I will, by the end of the year, have a pressure canner of some sort.
Not even that long.
Well, it won't be that long, but I will pretty soon have a pressure canner, and I'll be looking for all of those advice as well. But with the high content, I don't see there being any problem with that.
Carol's saying a friend's got a King Charles 50p piece.
Oh, well, that's a first to me, Carol.
Never heard anyone.
Absolute first for me. Hi, Bridget. Watched your video earlier, love. Well done. Heard you taking the mickey out of someone. We all do that out of our friends. Well, it does. The digital the digital currency and the we feel quite strongly about that, don't we, love? And yeah, it will.
And Tony Blair as well. Yeah, he should be in jail. Things he's done.
That's quite a good point, Christina. Any coins with 2023 on probably will be the last coins made.
Yeah.
So from a collector's point of view, you're probably quite right. You're best looking at the production values and how many were minted in that particular year of whatever particular coin, and look for the lowest ones that were minted and keep more of them, because a lot of people might have the same mindset to do that. But it's quite a valid point. I have looked a couple of times, when you keep coins in the copper jar, to see if we have any of the coins with the errors on, or if any more valuable. Not found any yet, have I? I do check every now and again, though. He laughs at me when I check them, but I always have a go. My little piles of pennies.
And we have to get the magnifying glass out, looking.
Yeah, Susanna, I have a water bath canner. I've had that for a couple of years, but a pressure canner would be good. So what was on it, Carol? Was there just Charles's face on one side? What was on the other side? Was there an image of any kind, or
he couldn't fit his ears all
you know that triangular fleur de lis, or whatever you call it? It's like 3 leaves, one in the middle. Was it any different to that kind of thing?
Like
was
the Welsh
there
feathers,
new imagery on it compared to what used to be on the Queen's? That's right, Aberdeen, many of them should be, and we hear tales. We don't know how true it is. There used to be the Q stuff, and saying so many people had been hung and tortured, and that they were dead, and it was their clones walking around in replacement of them, and a lot of it seems so far-fetched, but a lot of them need comeuppance for what they've put us all through in these last few years, especially.
For the amount of wars they dragged us into.
That's how we feel, isn't it?
Yeah, we've checked eBay for the pressure canner, but still a lot of them are from America, so you've got to pay the postage.
it's the shipping fees on top of the actual price for the canner. So, you know, if you're paying because it's always an American, because they're getting shipped from America. So if you're paying, you know, $200 to $300, if it's an expensive one for the canner, and then you're paying $80, you know, it's over £400 to us. It's an awful lot of money.
Just makes sense, though, doesn't it?
But we'll get there.
For the Z's to be on the other side.
We'll probably end up with a Presto, which is a bit more affordable, but we will get there. Yeah, definitely. So what's the Amazon one like, Viv? Is it a Presto? Is it a particular brand name?
We looked on Amazon as well, but that's the same. It's the shipping fees and. Oh, I haven't seen a UK one, no.
Well, he showed us the head side of the coin, but we'll ask if he has it with him tomorrow and have a good look. Yeah, I'd be interested in seeing the imagery on the opposite to the face side. Because it used to be on the 2 pence,
the 3 feathers.
And what kind of iconic thing is on it. You know, like I say, like the fleur-de-lure that you get on a 2 pence piece with the 3 leaves. What kind of images that they're actually using. I'd be so interested in that. Chipolata fingers. Rough puff would definitely work. Yeah, rough puff pastry. They'd be delicious.
Any pastry will work.
Yeah. I'm just saying, you can use short crust, but you don't want it to go too tough or too hard, you know. But that rough puff would be perfect for pasties. Yeah. Yes, but it could be much less than new. I appreciate that, but within the UK, we don't get second-hand canners, or we struggle to get a new canner or anything like that. Now, I can appreciate we can have one imported. We've looked at the second-hand ones, but people are still asking large prices because they know they can get them, and they know there's a fresh market of preppers in the UK and, of course, around the world. So they're looking to get money rather than sell it for what they really think it's worth. You know, someone's been able to get one for $5 from a garage sale or something like that. They're still looking to make their big bucks on it, you know. So if you find a bargain, let us know.
Well, that's what we try to do, Frugal Queen. Rebel can all the time. We've
always rebel canned. We've Jane, we've water bathed so many things.
Some have worked, some haven't.
A lot have worked, but we have had some fails. But not just that, we've not only rebel canned water bath and oven canning, we also only use recycled jars. So, because as you know, the canning jars are too expensive for us to buy here. So I've reused bolognese sauce jars, jam jars, etc. Any jars we've been able to get hold of, really. And for an example, we did the butter. This is a couple of years ago. And we melted it down to make the ghee. And we tried to can it in Dorito jars. And unfortunately, the Dorito jars are no good.
It doesn't matter what can in them, it just hasn't worked.
Yeah, they've not been successful for anything, but that's all we had available at the time. So yeah, we're not going to try and recan butter again until we get the pressure canner, because I've spoken to Tessie and I've spoken to a couple of other people, and they've done it so successfully that, you know,
a few people have said that if you get the Presto, but with the All American, there's no seals, it's just metal to metal.
I know, but it's the weight, and then if I'm doing it on my own and you're not here and I've got to lift and whatever, if I've got pain at all, I'm going to find that really awkward, aren't I? It shouldn't be swayed by brand names or by the dream of it and the positivity being sold the dream or whatever, but it's that flashing lights of I've always heard people using the All-American, and it's always been the dream, I'll have an All-American one day, but so long as I've got a pressure canner that I can use and be successful with, that is really all I need at the end of the day.
Just brand names.
Although we do a lot of the stuff together, when it comes to the cannon, that's me doing it, isn't it? You know, so.
Yeah, it's about the acid in the food, isn't it?
Yeah, Jeb, but the beans that we have on the breakfast are haricot beans in tomato sauce. They're not, navy beans, runner beans, or other types of beans. It's a particular type of bean, and that's a haricot bean, and it's in a tomato sauce. It's not as tomatoey as a pizza sauce or a homemade pizza sauce.
I think he knows what he's saying. What I meant to say was he didn't realise beans for a breakfast was a thing.
Yeah. It really is, yeah. I mean, breakfast, dinner, tea, or supper, beans can be eaten for any meal, but it is noted as a breakfast or a lunchtime. Beans on toast is quite a popular meal,
Chips
isn't
and
it? And it's not a pauper's meal; it's a very filling meal.
And tin food prices have more than doubled here as well.
Yeah, it's over £1 for a brand name tin. I think last time I saw it, it was about £1.40 for the Heinz brand for a tin of beans. But you can still get a non-brand,
the shop's own cheap version.
I think you can get them for around 30p now. Something like that. 40. Yeah.
I mean, them hot dogs used to be 12p. Now they're 70p.
Yeah, it's a dramatic rise, isn't it? Oh, that's fabulous, Douglas. Yeah, a lot of Tessie's community has come over, and it's fabulous to meet you all. So welcome. You are so welcome. Thanks for coming.
And what's the mirror one?
We're a bit crazy. We do have our views, but it's an open forum. No one is any better than anyone else. We're all entitled to our opinions.
The mirror's a lot lighter.
What's that?
I prefer the mirror over the Presto weight, and you don't have to watch stage.
Hi, Gaz.
Hi, Gaz.
We haven't done a shout out to our members.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse. We just wanted to do a nice shout out to our members, as we promised them to give a good shout out when we do our live streams. We've got
supporting us.
We've got a nice family of members building up. So we've got Linda Jacot, hi, Ellen Fisher, Mother Wolf, Gaz Gazia, Maxine Ray, Anne Lockie, and Deborah Barnes. Thank you all for being in our members lounge. We absolutely love it. We've shared a video just especially for the members tonight, so I really hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think.
Yeah, Mother Wolf, we buy the shop brand's own if we do it in a supermarket or anything. But the good thing to do is when you before you open it, shake the tin so that the juice goes a little bit thicker. Put it in the pan, a little bit of butter and a little bit of brown sauce, and it thickens all the juice up, and they're just like Heinz in the end.
It's the thicker sauce that you're making with the butter and the
just cook it slowly. Put it on low and just cook it slowly, and it thickens up. You
taught me that, didn't you? Originally, when we first got married, Mr. Wallflowers only liked Heinz beans, and after a while, I just said I'm not buying them anymore. I refused to, at that stage, even I wasn't paying the price of the extra for the brand name. So slowly but surely, he'd come across how to adapt it, and he added a little bit of butter, and he added a little bit of brown sauce, and you just don't know the difference. Yeah, it's wonderful. What's that?
Did we catch the Amazon details for the canner? What was that other canner called? A micro?
A mirror, did you say?
Oh, mirror, yeah. Yeah, we'll have a look.
Why was that, Bridget? Basically, if you click on the join button, it'll allow you to go through.
Yeah, it should do.
So yeah, I think YouTube is still messing with us because they're deducting subs from us and they're messing around with the finances in what the supposed to be expected earnings are. We've no clue what date we're going to get it, when we're going to get it, and
they take so much percentage off it
they
anyway.
take 45% of it.
Yeah.
I thought that's an awful cheap, but what you do, you just got to crack on, haven't you?
Something's better than nothing, isn't it?
But yeah, that's a shock. I'm so sorry to hear that, Bridget. If it's something you want to do, just try again and see. But I'll have to get in touch with them and contact them. Yeah, because that's not fair if it's something you wanted to do. As I say, there's Mother Wolf and Gaz Gazier here, and a lot of other people that have joined. We're building up quite a family. There's 7 so far that have joined us on the membership. And Gaz or Mother Wolf, I don't know if you can give Bridget any advice.
It's on the 22nd YouTube. Yeah, 30 days behind you.
Right, okay. When you don't know, you don't know. So you're just learning step by step. Susanna's fabulous. Yeah.
That's it. The Lecky and gas just isn't lasting at the minute. We've been putting £10 a day on the gas lately. Because we have had the gas heating on.
Well, we've had to, haven't we?
Yeah. But it's been costing £10 a day.
It's awful, isn't it? Yeah. It's awful.
And then when is it? It's going up in March again, is it? It's going up again soon.
Yeah, it's just tipped over that. Enough for them to take 45% off, and it'd still be left with that, Tessie. So we will get something. Yeah. Meal idea by Maria. I fry sliced lambs fry with onion and splash of balsamic vinegar in the fry pan. So healthy and frugal, happy. What's fry slice?
I fry sliced lamb. It tastes like a steak.
Oh, right, I get it.
We're glad Tessie told you about our channel.
So glad, yeah.
Yeah, beans on toast is. So the price is going up in January, at the end of January.
Yeah, they do the water bath, but they do it for like 3 hours, and make sure it's sealed that way. Yeah, they boil it for a long time.
The talk of banning gas stoves.
Do you know, Jeb, how ridiculous is it? But we know the reason that they want to ban the gas stoves is because they can't immediately turn it off like they can electricity. They can remotely.
Are we saying gas stoves, not the wood stoves?
Yeah, the gas stoves and your gas cooker, whatever. That's the next threat now, to say that's
they can turn your gas off.
The climate change requirements. I know, but they can't do it instantly, remotely, like they can with the electricity, and that's why they want to do it. You know, it's ridiculous. For how many years have people cooked on a gas stove? Oh, Mo, you love Tessie's lamps. I love them, you know, and some of people like Tessie and other Americans have said,
love it, house. You just wouldn't think that was a caravan or a mobile home.
They say, do you not use the lamps? And we go, well, first of all, for us to buy those kind of quality lamps would be really expensive here, and to buy the fuel to burn, you know, propane or whatever it is.
We used to have them lamps when we were kids. I remember my dad having them. The paraffin lamps, weren't they? Paraffin heaters.
Oh, we'll forever be in your debt, Tessie. And as I say, it's wonderful. The shout out, absolutely amazing. But your friendship tops that by a billion, and I couldn't put a number on it. Your friendship means so much more to us. The shout out is wonderful, and I love that. We've got a lot come here from the community, but this friendship means so much more to me. It really does.
And it's just everyone's like-minded people, aren't they? It's just.
It does, Carol. That's a really good point you've made there. Carol says, I've noticed that when energy suppliers put the money from the government on the meter, it goes through it very quickly. You know, more than the money you've put on yourself. Yeah.
Mhm.
And do you find that more efficient, Trojan just squirrel? He's saying he sold the stove and used all the countertop appliances to cook.
Mhm.
Mother Wolf, I just clicked on join and everything that came up, and not sure.
It should work. It should send you through to.
Not sure why YouTube cancelled your membership, Bridget. Maybe try again and get in touch with YouTube if it happens again. Yeah, that's what I thought.
I mean, the amount of subscribers we've lost again the last few days,
It's shocking.
and then it goes back up again, and then they're just messing with everything.
Yeah, that's like the money level goes up and down. The sub levels just dropping and going up and down. It goes up overnight, and when you get up the next morning, it's completely gone. And you go, well, everyone our friends that we know who are our friends here and all that. If it's Mr. Wallflower's meal or it's something we've discussed and we know we're interacting on a level and everyone's quite happy, then for YouTube to make such a drop in things, it doesn't add up.
It seems to happen every time we put a video out. We lose about 10
We've just got to go, it'll be what it'll be, and just not let anything bother us.
Yeah, we've been laughing about it lately.
It's a case of having to. It will be what it'll be, We're not going anywhere. We're not leaving. We're still going to do them. Yeah. So, and we've got a wonderful community to make it worth our while. So without the community, we wouldn't make videos, would we?
Well, that's our plan for this year, Jeb, as well. Getting a wood stove in.
For the latter part of the year. Yeah.
I think that's the way to go for everyone, isn't it?
We found a lovely company, haven't we, as well, to deal with, and they're not greedy. It's good prices, and they come over and do the full job beginning to end, don't they? So that'll be quite good.
And you can cook on it as well.
What we have to remember is to do it before the winter starts, so it's the good weather we're doing it, because once they open it and they have to dig out all the flue and they have to do everything up the chimney, we're going to be open to the elements for I don't know if they'll do it all in one day. Do they?
And that's the way to go. But they were on about banning the wood burners, weren't they, at one point?
Centuries and centuries, people have burnt wood and burnt stuff to have a fire, whether it be outside, in the home. The homes were built with, before the fire flues, they were built with a hole in the top of the thing, because that's where the smoke from the fire went out. Thousands and thousands of years people have had fires.
Yeah, they'll tell us that it's bad for the environment, but they're all flying to Davos.
Yeah.
For the World Economic Forum.
They're all tucking into the best cuts of meat. They're all flying.
All the big
they're all sailing on the yachts.
Yeah.
Biggest jeeps, biggest fuel suckers.
And then they tell us to stop burning things and save on the energy.
And tell you to get a lucky car that needs a generator to charge it.
Hiya, Francine. It's right, Viv. You tell them.
She does well for us, doesn't she, Viv?
A lot of laws
are
meant to be broken. Do not conform. That's our motto.
Oh, Lord.
And the prosecution.
No, that's what I was laughing at. I knew maybe they would come out with something like that.
And that's been all in the news as well. All the prostitutes have been going there.
In what news? Oh, I haven't seen anything.
They've all been flying there. Because they know all the...
What are they paying for themselves to go there to meet them? Yeah. Knowing that's where the custom base is.
That's where they're going to make the money.
Wow. What, male and female, I suppose?
Probably. Thanks for the thumbs up.
Viv's trying to encourage everyone to press like, and it's a fabulous idea.
You mothball the Jeep for winter. Jeeps are made for winter, aren't they? I couldn't use public transport to go work or get
If
around.
you had to, you had
yeah,
to.
if you'd have to, but
You're a driver though, aren't you? You know, so and you've always done driving as a job as well as you being the driver for the family. So it'd be much more difficult for you, wouldn't it? I had to use public transport when I was working because being a non-driver, and our sons have to use it, and they just get on with it. Trains, buses, whatever they have to do.
No, Mother Wolf got an apple tree there.
Wow, well, it's the best time of the year to plant your apple tree.
Oh, the next few weeks.
January, February. Yeah, it's perfect time.
We're going to have to cut our house back in the next couple of weeks as well, all the fruit trees.
Yeah, no, it'll be fine if you can just put it in some compost or anything in a bucket. If it'll stay
Even
stood
just a
up. If you've got
bucket
a
of
nice
water.
healthy root ball on it, and you can put it in, yeah, even if it's just some water. If you've got a Hessian bag around the root ball, that'll contain everything, and just give it some water underneath it. It'll be quite happy to wait until the soil softens. We did that quite a few times, didn't we? But if you can actually break that soil and get it in the ground, January, February is the perfect time to plant apple trees, pear trees.
It'll start
anything
thawing
like
in the
that.
next couple of days.
Thanks, Michelle, Valerie.
1, 2, 3. Canada girl. Yeah, they are talking about that in a couple of cities anyway. Yeah, she's asking, is the UK doing 15-minute cities? But
Well,
that's
they
on
seem
the
to
agenda.
extending it now. Some are saying 15 minutes and some are saying 20 minutes.
They're giving us an extra 5 minutes.
So we've heard Oxfordshire Council saying that they're doing it. And now, of recent, we've heard it's going to be planned for Scotland.
The whole of Scotland are doing it.
But I do believe it's happening in France too. I've heard recently about it happening in France. So yeah, you know, if it's happening in more and more countries, it's going to end up everywhere if people don't oppose it. And of course, again, it's something we'll all have different opinions on. But for me personally, restrictions are restrictions, and we're meant to be a free people, you know. What you do about nomads, what you do about travelers, and etc., etc. You know, it's a way of life, and even if we are home dwellers, we're entitled to travel.
I mean, Oxfordshire County Council have approved that to come in 2024 for 6 zones of Oxford to be split up, and you're all in 15 minutes zones, and you can only go out your zone. This is in your car. You can walk, you can use public transport, but you can only go out in your car twice a week out of the zone.
But it's horrific though, you know, the government's now trying to encourage everyone, or the climate change people trying to encourage everyone to buy these, you know, for £40,000 electric vehicles, you know, and everything that comes with it and all the added costs. And then you're going to be told you can only use it on restricted times and whatever. How dare you?
And supposedly by 2030, diesel's banned. So it's only another 7 years, supposedly. Jimmy Cranky's lost the plot.
Well, it's nothing even to do with Sturge and Jimmy Cranky. It's nothing even to do with any of them.
Enforced.
You know, it's been, if you see it happening in several different places at the same time, it's not that prime minister or, you know, that president or that person's choice. It's a higher force instilling it, isn't it?
He deserves it, Mo.
What's that for? Be fuming about what?
About the 15-minute cities.
Why?
Because he lives in Oxford, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. I believe they're rebelling in Oxford, though, against
Colombia are doing it.
Who said that?
Mother Wolf. She got back from Colombia. 15 minutes. It
And
seems to be happening.
Oh.
It seems to be.
Bogota. So, you know, there's another place I'd never heard of it. So there's 4 different places there, you know, that. So how many others that we haven't heard of? You know, has anyone else here heard of, besides Columbia, Bogota,
France,
Scotland, Oxfordshire? You know, has anyone heard of any other places where it's planned for or is actually happening?
Oh, they're in discussion.
You know, this is creeping in the back door kind of thing, really, isn't it? You know?
And so we've all got to be aware and keep each other informed, because we don't know what's happening.
Carol's saying the sound doesn't seem to be in sync with our mouth movements. Don't know what's happening, Carol, but so long as we've still got a visual and you can hear us of some sort, it'll be right, love.
Just close your eyes and listen. Yeah, in Cornwall.
What?
Yes, here in Cornwall.
Wow, Bridget, see, we haven't heard about it in Cornwall. I heard.
There are only proposals at the minute. I mean, Oxford.
No, France is actually happening, isn't it?
Yeah, France, and so is Oxford supposedly in 24. Scotland's like proposals and stuff. They haven't said a date of when they're going to do it. No, they're in the offing, aren't they? Yeah.
But Mother Wolf said it is actually happening in Colombia now. Yeah. So 2, 3 that we know of are actually in effect.
Happening,
yeah. But 2, yeah.
And that's it. Once it comes in, it'll be coming in nationwide, won't it?
That's it.
That's it. You can only leave like your area twice a week in your car.
Carol, Tessie is saying if everyone refreshes or you know, it should come back in sync again.
No sound. We've got the router right next to the laptop.
Yeah, so everything else is turned off again, guys. We've tried our best from the get-go on this one. They still buffered us and made us make a new live, but here we are.
I've heard that YouTube, the military, are taking stuff into the storage places, the ones you can pay for and stash your things.
What's that?
The ones you have been taken. What kind of stuff?
Thanks, Carol.
Loads in Cornwall, Bodmin, Truro, Penzance.
It's crazy. Why are we not hearing about that? So they're earmarked.
Well, that's it. The lockdown was to see how many will go along with it and what they could get away with.
You're right, Mojo. They'll start it off, and then if not many people object, they'll keep going gung-ho and gung-ho and gung-ho. You know.
Whatever they're allowed to get away with, they'll keep pushing and get away with more.
And people forget they've got the right to say no. People forget they've got the right to withhold information if they don't feel it's relevant to the situation. You know, people forget they've got an innate human right to say no.
But even the Pfizer chief come out the other day and said, the top Pfizer fella, saying that they should be compensated for like the people that have been affected by the vaccines. And that was the first time he's ever admitted that the vaccines have caused damage
like a liability.
Yeah.
Well, they did the discussions in the UK Parliament, didn't they? And that was the first time.
It's being reported in the mainstream media for the first time that he said this. That's it. If we all stick together, we're all a community. We're all like-minded.
We don't have to agree on everything.
Yeah, we don't agree on everything, but for the majority, we've just got to look after each other because they're not looking after us. No one's coming to look after us. That's it. We're not being chipped, and that's coming. That's the next thing. Apart from the digital currency, the chipping's coming. Everything's smart. They can turn us off anytime they want. Just resist.
But we win in the end, folks.
Yeah.
We win in the end.
And the powers that be are always trying to divide us because it's divide and conquer. They end up winning. As soon as they divide, they're in power.
Doodle King, I'm not having any chips. I'm doing keto. I like that. That's funny. We're not having any chips.
Yeah.
And we're not doing keto.
Apart from smoked paprika. We're doing paprika.
You just gotta keep saying no, folks. Like they said, we used to have a program here called Grange Hill, and the motto of the program was just say no. And that's what we're gonna keep doing, isn't it? If you feel it applies to you and it's applicable and you want to go ahead, you go ahead, but do your own due diligences.
But that's it. The only people that seem to be getting sick and keep getting the COVID are the ones that are being vaccinated. We know loads of people that are being vaccinated and loads of people that haven't. And all the ones that keep getting sick are the ones that are being vaccinated. It's not rocket science. You just trust your own instinct.
So Abadembum said he's seen loads of people. He's seen a man try to go in the Walmart. He said he couldn't enter without a mask. He pulled out some pantyhose.
Yeah, I've seen that video.
From his pocket and put them over his head.
Yeah, I've seen that video.
They don't win, Caddy. We win in the end. We win in the end. We do. Yeah. We just got to keep the faith, and we've just got to know, we do win in the end. Hopefully it's sooner before we lose too many people, but we do win in the end.
When it started and it was at the height, they were saying, you're not going to be able to go out your house if you don't get it. You're not going to be able to go to the supermarket if you don't get it. You're not going on holiday if you don't get it. Now all that's relaxed. Everyone can go anywhere where they want, and everyone's mixing in the cinemas, in the concerts, in shopping centres, and no one's bothered. But yeah, you're not walking out your house thinking, are they vaccinated or are they unvaccinated? Or better not go there. It's just everyone's back to normal now and just getting on. Yeah. No one's bothered because the mainstream media are pushing it and programming you to think, oh my God, this is the worst thing. What's going to happen now?
See, what I think of is there's two parts of this. And we're in the year, 2023. But everything seems to have a historical context. Everything seems to have a religious context to everything that's happened in this day and age. We're relating it back to what happened in the 1900s, the early 1900s. Then we're relating it back to possibly what happened
recession, war
in the 1800s. Then we're trying to trace our history back to as far as we can go and identify the years and the historical value. So some of the years, once we go beyond 1800, we see the letter I instead of a 1. I hope I don't confuse some people here, but this is the context in which I think when we go back into historical views, and we see dates, sometimes we'll see an I or a J next to 3 numbers. So it could say 750, and then there'll be an I and a J in front of it, which makes it look like 1750. And we're told to believe that that's the year 1750. And when we look back and we don't know when some of these ancient wars took place, when some of these political values were put in place, when these religious values were put in place or taken out of context and taken out of view, it's all about Egyptians. You look at the pop music, you look at the culture, it's all about the Egyptian presentation on it, the eye makeup, the music videos that they're doing. Everything relates back to historical religious value. And people are trying to work it out and say, well, we know this is a reset, and we know other resets that we've had in the past have been Noah's flood, or fire and chaos that have fire and floods and things that have took place biblically. And if we're in a time cycle of where we're up to in that stage of life, and a lot of people, some people think we're actually in end times, and is the creator going to come back? Is the world suddenly going to implode and end, or whatever? And to be in 2023 and constantly everything that we're being bombarded with, religion of every type, every nomination, and the historical value of all these different epochs and eras throughout
we're not like the earth. Religious or Bible, but a lot of the Bible does point you in the direction.
It is relevant.
I mean, they said this virus is going around, and yet our government are having parties. If it was that serious, there's no way they'd have been having parties 2 and 3 times a week with hundreds of people attending them, if they thought it was really this bad. So a lot of people are saying they haven't felt the same after they've had the vaccines. It might not affect you now.
I know, but at the same token, let me just play devil's advocate here. We haven't had the vaccines, and our health isn't good either. So it's
but we're not getting colds.
I appreciate that, but there's other things going on.
More neurological problems. Got.
So there are things in the atmosphere. Age is one contributing factor. We've got that as well. And genealogically, whatever is in your family is hereditary. I get all that. But there's other factors at play as well, on top of the situation you're talking about, because even people who we know are anti, we've all got, the anti ones have all got these neurological problems.
There's a lot of people with neurological problems.
Even they haven't been vaccinated.
Yeah.
So there's so much at play.
We put that down to the waves in the atmosphere, the phones, the 5G, the Bluetooth, the Wi-Fi. We're being bombarded with it.
Yeah, no, there's so much context to it. That is true. You're right. That's completely true, Tessie, and I see that. Yeah, I didn't think we'd ever be witnessing all of this in our lifetime, but I do believe we are the ones to bear witness. Yeah.
There's a lot of things in the movies.
And it's all symbolism, historical value, and religion. All of it is. It's crazy. It's crazy how relevant it is, and they're saying nothing new under the sun. It's back again and back again and back again. And it's supposed to be, if you look at the religion tangents, Satan ruled the earth for 1,000 years, and then he was buried in, and then he come back for a short season. And it's how long is that short season for? Is it 250 years? Is it more? Are we through that period? Are we just coming towards the end of, his short season again?
That's it. There are people with dementia and the Alzheimer's, and there's a lot more. It's got something to do with the waves that are in the atmosphere, or the chemtrails that they're pushing in the atmosphere.
That's true to an extent, that they do tell us what they're doing, but they tell us in an indirect way. So you can say it's in plain sight, but it can be a message that not everyone sees. It can be an interview in a newspaper. It can be
that's interesting for
one program on a TV station. But those that don't read the media, don't watch the TV or do anything, doesn't mean that you're ever going to see that. So you're going to read it in hearsay of others, and then you don't know, is that the truth, isn't it, and how that message is received. It's crazy. What was that one?
She said was it a grandmother or lived to be 110, and she wasn't surrounded by electricity, and she always said electricity
causes damage. Yeah.
I mean, all these things that they have brought, all these waves, they're all military. All the military had them first, and yet they've been adapted to be safe for us. They were military weapons, what they used them for.
Well, microwave particularly, that was a military weapon, wasn't it?
And it's mad how many people still use microwaves. Well,
especially on prepping sites and prepping videos. Yeah, we tickle ourselves every time we see one, don't we?
Just wouldn't touch a microwave.
So, Abaddon, the Lord's people will see the signs of end times. So the Bible says, I believe Satan uses that to confuse us. Oh, I've not read that book. The Invisible Rainbow.
Have a look at We Live, the film. That's a good one.
Who with Hillbilly? War between who? Are we saying Russia, China, and the West? Oh, Bridget. Only joking. Love everyone to choose their own way.
It's like nuclear energy, isn't it? They nuke the food from the inside and burn it.
Yeah. People have to decide for themselves.
But they can do it to humans. If they turned up the power of the microwave, they could do it to us. They can fry us from the inside and we'll explode. It's a military-grade weapon. It's just being adapted for the home to be safe.
Completely.
Like the phones. I mean, how many times did they tell us years ago, don't put the phone to your ear because people are getting brain tumours and stuff?
We still do it every time we take a call.
I mean, we try not to. We always have it on a loudspeaker, but that went away as quick as it come to the forefront.
Yeah.
Same like the vape things that people have. All these things.
They're crazy, aren't they?
They'll get reported on for so many weeks or months, and then it'll be dropped and forgot about, and the news won't report on it then.
We are near by so many different things, and a lot of them we probably won't be aware of, whether it's chemicals in the water, whether it's the 5G, whether it's what's falling out the sky. There's so many things we won't be aware of everything.
The Bluetooth earphones, crazy. I blame my condition on Bluetooth because I was working for 14 years in one place, no problem. As soon as I left there and went to a new place, after 3 months of being in the van, a new kind of van that had Bluetooth, I ended up with transverse myelitis within 3 months. And I blame that on the Bluetooth in the van.
Yeah. I'm not here to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Abigail, my boys were the same. As I say, it was quite a few years ago. I walked in and just picked it up and took it out and put it in the bin. My boys weren't pleased at all.
It did take some getting used to. We used to use most of it. We used to use to defrost. That was the only thing we used it for.
At first, I replaced it with what was that thing?
The halogen.
I replaced it with a halogen oven at first. We had the halogen oven for about 6 months, and they got used to using that. And then eventually I removed that from the kitchen And I said, we're just not having a microwave. We're just not having a halogen oven. Not that I think there's anything particularly wrong with the halogen oven. I just didn't need that procedure. If we're going to keep a meal hot, I can put the plate on top of a pan of water and put the plate on top and do it like my mum did years ago.
Just put it in the oven and warm it up.
Yeah. And then
that's what
they got
I
used to
remember in
not
the
having anything
70s.
done, but it took time.
The microwave was dangerous. That's what they were saying in the 70s. And then it got dropped. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a telly. It's just what you watch.
It's how much you watch as well, isn't it? You know, like anything, it's an addiction, isn't it? So if you've got a TV and you want to watch, you know, we watch YouTube through the TV. So, you know, it's just
but don't get a smart TV.
But if you're sitting there and just watching what's being thrown at you for 10, 12 hours
it's
or
called
whatever
a program
for
a reason. Television program.
You want to ask yourself why. But if you particularly like to watch certain things, I still like to watch detective programs. And as much as I, you know, say, TV, this, that, and the other,
we won't
every
watch
now
the
and
news.
again, I'll get a pan where I just want to sit and I just want to watch a bit of TV. I particularly like the program Vera. And you laugh at me, don't you, sometimes, you know, but sometimes I just want to switch off and watch it, and it serves a purpose. So long as I know consciously that I'm choosing to do that, I'm not just sitting there for 12 hours.
We don't watch the news.
No, we don't watch the news. Sometimes we consciously might put it on to look for certain things.
Very rare.
Very rare, but sometimes.
You watch TV 15 hours a day.
Wow, who does?
Mark.
Wow. That's a lot of TV in a week, in a month and a year. Wow. 50
we can go 2, 3, 4, 5 days without even putting it on.
Yeah, completely. And longer. Wow, 15 hours a day. That's what I'm saying. You know, we're all individuals.
Yeah, Columbo as well. Yeah, I've had to sit through that.
I used to love Columbo. Yeah. You probably like all the detective ones. I like Bridget. Yeah. But as I say, I pace myself. It's, you know, it's not all the time.
I used to like watching football, but I don't watch it now.
Not since 2 hours ago when they got beat again. Wow, Tessie got rid of her television in 2016 and they've never watched anything since. Very good. Very good. As I say, it's few and far between, but we still do look in. Mojo plays Mario on it. That's a family thing then, isn't it? Because you used to be hooked on that, didn't you? On the way.
Love a bit of it. Have you murdered somebody? Why, iPad?
Yeah. Well, she kind of changes. She has like a Newcastle accent. Then she's a little bit Irish. Then she's a little bit Scouse. Then she's a little bit something else. And her accent kind of dips in and out, doesn't it, throughout the programme?
For the people that haven't got a clue what you're on about.
I'm on about Vera.
You still don't know.
So what's people found out in the news at the minute, or in the air that we're not talking about at the moment? Is there any subjects that we haven't covered that you're familiar with happening at the minute?
Or you're worried about?
Or that you're worried about, yeah.
I mean, the only other obvious thing is the Ukraine war, but
we don't seem to be hearing an awful lot, do we?
I mean, everyone's turning on Germany now because Germany won't send tanks. That was the last I heard, that they won't send the tanks to Ukraine and give them these state-of-the-art tanks because Germany, I don't know, they just don't want to get involved in it. But they're starting to say now Putin's going to start with the nuclear weapons again. That was another headline I heard the other day. just scaremongering.
Well, it is. It even if it's true or not true, it's just to keep the fear up, isn't it? You know, and people
That's
won't
it,
put their
everyone's-
heads above the parapet.
The
then,
Ukraine
will they?
war sort of gone down in people's fears now, so they've got to rank it back up, haven't they?
Especially as the warmer weather comes in, and we all want to be out and about a bit more. Yeah.
But don't believe everything that you're getting told by the news about the Ukraine war. It's not just Russia the big bad wolf.
Well, so it's being perceived to an extent. We don't know the full details. We only know what we're being presented
look at
and what you
both
choose to
sides.
believe. What's happening in Taiwan? Canada girl.
Yeah, that's another one. China and Taiwan. Once that kicks off as well,
So what's that?
China want to invade Taiwan, and America are backing Taiwan, and well, the West are backing Taiwan, and Russia, China.
Take care, Jeb. Thank you. Yeah, neither do we, love. Yeah. You take everything with a pinch of salt till you see it. Yeah.
Don't believe the hype.
I know a song about that.
Thanks, Marge.
Exactly, Carol. She is the female version of Columbo. That's right. Yeah. With the telltale Macintosh. She got that on the nose, hasn't she? Good night, Jeb.
Good night. Yeah, UK columns, decent news source.
Yeah, completely. Well, we knew Ian Crane quite well, didn't we?
Yeah.
Well, not friendship, but we knew him.
He was a friend. Like,
Yeah.
he helped us out a lot. He's been up to our
area. Yeah. He recorded us and did interviews for the anti-landfill fight here.
You were live on his channel twice. You're the only one to be on twice.
Yeah. Episodes 67 and 68 of Fracking Nightmare that Ian Crane did. He's one of the early
UK
pioneers for
he
UK
helped
column.
set that up.
And I did interviews 2 weeks on the trot for him. He was discussing UK column, free forever. Yeah. Great source of news. Yeah, completely.
Big Sky Dreamer's late. First time you've been here and you're late. Have you got a note?
Welcome, love. Nice to see you here.
Good to have you here. Like watching YouTube vids, but most of them are bot voices. Like, what? Yeah. As soon as you phone somewhere, it's a robot voice asking you, "What are you calling for? Say what you're calling for." Just robots everywhere.
So, quick question, please. I wanted to ask if you use bottled mixed herbs, and if so, if I email you, would you read the ingredient list? It's expensive to order it, and I want to make some.
Well, we've done videos on.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Dehydrating herbs.
Yeah, well, she means what ones to put in a mixed herb batch, particularly to make it work as that mixed herb shake.
Mixed herb.
Yeah, no problem, love.
Yeah, we watch Funky Prepper.
Who's asking that?
How about?
Yeah. I don't manage to catch them an awful lot, but I've watched quite a few.
Don't know who Gabby is. You said you were watching him last week, wasn't you?
Oh, Gabby Cabby. Yeah, we've not come across that person yet. No.
Oh, Viv, come on.
No, she wasn't late. She's talking about the other one who's just coming. Another one needing
I thought she was saying I'm another one.
No, she's laughing. Another one needing a note.
Don't forget your notes if you're late.
The Light is an excellent newspaper, Mother Wolf.
Yeah.
We've
just got the latest one.
I've just got my latest delivered. A friend of mine, Nicola, delivers them. So we've just got the latest copy yesterday. The guy who heads this up, Daz Nesbitt, is actually another friend of ours. A few of you might be familiar with the song "We Are the 99%." Should we give them a blast? Singing "We Are the 99%." Singing "We Are the 99%." Singing "We Are the 90." Together we are mighty. We are the 99%.
Well, got to number 5 last year, just before Christmas.
In the UK
In the
charts.
charts.
Yeah. So the guy who heads that up is the guy who sings that song. And he's had quite a good musical career, independent of politics, but he also sings You can shove the New World Order up your...
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of other songs. He's a great guy. Yeah. Well, he's actually heading up a campaign at the moment. The same guy who does the Light newspaper is heading up a campaign. What's it called?
Keep Cash, wasn't it? Wrote it down somewhere.
Forgotten the name of it. Keep cash freedom to keep cash, or
something like that.
Freedom of cash. He's heading up a campaign now to keep the use of cash.
Cash is freedom.
Cash is freedom is the campaign, and the same guy is setting up that.
It's a Facebook group at the minute.
Yeah.
We did want to get him on, didn't we?
We've messaged him. Did he want to join us on a live stream, or does he just want to send me a video and we can put the information out there with Daz himself explaining it? So waiting to hear from him now. He's read the message and we're just waiting to receive a message back. We
met him through the anti-fracking and he was on the camps as well.
Gaz is saying, "You can't shove your granny off a bus." We all have a good song, Gaz.
And we were even in the video, weren't we?
We were in the video to that, actually, yeah.
YouTube banned it, didn't they? YouTube banned the video.
They allowed the song, but they banned the video itself that was attached to it. That's right. Thanks, Motherwell. Yeah, as I say, we have been quite active in the past, especially stuff on our doorstep, stuff that we really thought was relevant and that we had to make a point about, so we did.
Get up, stand up.
Stand up for your rights. Yeah, we do too. Some fabulous songs. Yeah, I've got a couple of his CDs. Some of them are some of my favourite songs. Yeah.
We didn't really win. They just messed it up for themselves, really, on the fracking.
Yeah.
We like to think we won, but they caused the earthquakes that got it banned. So. But whether they bring it back, who knows?
We protested for 3 years, didn't we? And a lot of people protested a hell of a lot longer.
At 2 different sites as well.
Yeah, one in Bottommoss in Manchester, and the other one, Preston New Road, between Preston and Blackpool. And the Preston New Road one was meant to be the biggest one in Europe, and that was the one we attended.
That was the closest they came to actually going through with everything. But they messed it up. They tried and they failed.
They failed on the traffic light system. So basically,
because the earth tremors. The earth tremors were too strong, so the government banned it. But
not before they actually got to do the frack, though.
But we were there trying to stop them all day, every day.
Used to drop me off at 5 o'clock in the morning, didn't you? Pick me up 3 days later. I'd be rotten and dirty and hungry. Living on the roadside.
And the brutality of the police, though.
But we got through it.
Mm.
We survived, and as you say,
Well, it's amazing how many didn't.
it
It's
stopped.
amazing how many died since then.
Yeah, how many of the protesters died? A lot of them had neurological issues, didn't they? That's what we're more familiar with. So whether, you know, any of the fumes or anything that we actually inhaled, sand. Silica sand can do an awful lot of damage.
And that was coming in truckloads.
Yeah. And there's so much, because our small town,
and the flaring of the stacks,
we had a landfill. Well, we've got a landfill. We'd had it from the early 70s here, but it was only a small scale landfill. In 2000, well, before 2016,
is right, Mother Wolf.
We were fighting it for quite a while, for them not to be able to extend it, because they had an application for them to extend from 6 to 10-fold the size of the original size of it. And it was due for closure, never mind to extend it. We went through court case after court case. As a community, we all came together, and we took it to several court cases, and we lost.
It's just a money grabber.
That landfill was extended 10-fold, and it coincided with the granting of that landfill when the frack site in Barton Moss was to take off and for the fracking to begin there, just before the Preston New Road one was to start. And it didn't take any stretch of the imagination for anyone to realise that the sludges and muds that they couldn't reuse would then be buried in this landfill.
They rebranded them, didn't they? They called them cakes then.
Yeah, they said they'd pack them and turn them into cakes, and then they could go into any bog standard landfill. So it didn't have to be a radioactive landfill. It could just be any bog standard. We'd lost that, although we tried to fight it. So we then went on to the second leg of the fight, is to actually stop them producing it. And as we say, the outcome was they failed themselves, really. But we give it our all, didn't we?
Yeah, Animals, great album. Have you heard the final cut? Have a listen to the final cut. That's another great album, as well as The Wall. Yeah, we're doing okay. I wasn't really into Frank Zappa. I couldn't get into him.
Oh, good night, Harfanufi. We'll see you soon, love. Lovely of you to join us.
Thanks for joining us. Yeah, the police, that's what all the police said. We're just doing our job. We're just following orders.
It's not acceptable, though, is it?
But they weren't following orders because they were taking it upon themselves to throw everybody around, throw us in bushes, and they were just...
You know, we'd try and speak to people, the police, men and women, every day, and we'd say, do you understand what the chemicals are that are used here?
Got
do you
families,
understand what the concept kids. Are? And it'd just be a nonplus, vacant look of no. We're not allowed to investigate. We're not allowed to research it. We're not allowed to do this. And it'd just be a bog standard answer of no. And I've actually mentioned before, I'd actually go that one step further, and I'd actually say, well, what about your duty of care? The police have a duty of care to you in your employment, and if you're not aware of the fumes, the chemicals, or anything in the environment that you can be breathing in on a day-to-day basis, your duty of care is being failed to you. And, it'd just be nonplus, be like, we're not allowed to ask, we're not allowed to do anything. You'd get the odd one who'd open up slightly.
We're just following our orders.
Yeah. Mojo's saying, tell them about the
Wall. Yeah, I went to see Roger Waters when he performed The Wall in 1990 when the Berlin Wall come down, and it was set in no man's land, the stage, and the wall had only just come down a couple of months before. We went over there to Berlin to watch that. That was amazing. Yeah, Bob Marley.
What year was that?
Pink Floyd, 1991, was it? The Wall come down in November 90. I think that was July 91. winning the coach from Liverpool. Bob Marley's songs are amazing as well. All the Freedom songs and all the switched on artists.
See, some of them at the time you'd know and you'd understand, but because of the level we were at personally, you'd read in different stories too.
It's only as you get older later
and
on
now
that you
where
look
we're
back.
at with the more open man, you look back and you think, God, they were saying that. That's what they were actually saying. That's what the imagery on the cover meant. That's what this meant. And you know,
understand it a bit more.
Yeah. Because you've grown in that way. Yeah.
But a lot of Pink Floyd stuff's like that. And
lovely to have had you with us, Christina. Christo. Have a lovely night.
Thanks, Viv. Viv's a little bit crafty. He's going as well.
Yeah, her name's Krista, I think. Yeah.
Oh, it's been good again. The amount of people
she saw that Floyd one on the TV.
Yeah, it was live on the TV at the time, and it was rare for a concert to be on the TV live at that time. We were there under the first light, the first lamp. We were underneath that bit, just by the stage.
What would everyone like to see us do, or make, or create, or try and have a go at? Because we're going to have to get active this week and do a lot of different things. Or what would you like to, any ideas of, we're due to go for a day out tomorrow. We're not sure where we're going to have a little
Chinese
drive.
New Year tomorrow.
Is it? Oh, nice.
So we could be off to Manchester.
Oh.
Good night, Frugal Joe.
Hi, Frugal Joe. Lovely to have you.
Karen, you coming this late to the party? I hope you brought a bottle.
People get used to you as they get along.
A lot of music and movies do tell us what's going on.
Well, that's it. That's what we were saying before about them having to tell us, you know.
And a lot of movies are science fiction, you brand it as, but it's science fact.
Yeah, I wasn't into any of that kind of music, and it just didn't appeal to me for some reason. I used to just think,
Floyd's
that's Stoner's music or whatever. I was a good girl.
But it wasn't so much Pink Floyd were ahead of the time. Roger Waters is the main one who's ahead of the time. It was Roger Waters who wrote a lot of the stuff.
Are you going to Chinatown tomorrow, Carol? Oh, have a lovely day, hon.
We'll either go to Liverpool or Manchester tomorrow.
Very nice.
What does anyone think about the moon landings? Does anyone think that we went to the moon at that time? 1970? 69, was it? 70?
Did they go to the moon or Button Moon? We're off to Button Moon. Follow Mr.
Does anyone think that, like, tinfoil little thing went to the moon with all the equipment that they took with them?
We've got a few fake no.
Oh, doesn't anyone believe the moon landings?
Not one.
Yeah, Soylent Green, great film.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there were some kind of shakes, if I remember correctly, when I saw it. They were called Soylent, and I was disgusted when I saw it because obviously the film. But yeah, Soylent Green.
Yeah, we didn't get anything
as
out
if
of
they've
it.
travelled through the Van Allen belt or
The Firmament
through there.
But we didn't get an out of it, and they've never been back. I don't think anyone's been out of the stratosphere. They've been onto the edge of like
Within,
space.
yeah, within
But I don't think they've ever been out to outer space.
is our opinion.
You can see the cameraman and the reflection.
That's it, exactly.
Space, they say, was the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Cornwall Space Station take off was an epic fail. Oh yeah.
I mean, I was unsure at first, and you'd hear all the conspiracy and things. But the thing that done it for me, if you'd ever get to watch it, was the news conference when they come back. And they done a live news conference of like a 2-hour news conference. It's in black and white.
Yeah.
And just watch that.
So it's Buzz Aldrin.
See if they've been.
Who's on it? Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah.
There's 3 of them.
Neil Armstrong and the other fella.
Yeah, 3 of them. Black
but
and
if
white.
You believe they went to the moon, watch that press conference afterwards.
So what he's saying is they basically sat there as miserable as sin, totally embarrassed and ashamed to be sat there. And they look so awkward.
Everyone was asking them questions. Oh, how great do you feel? And what did you see? What were the stars like when you looked up? And I don't know which one it was. Said, oh, we never even looked up. Well, so you went to the moon and you never even looked around and seen what was up.
It's so pathetic. You know, if you'd done such an achievement,
the uncomfortableness.
Be full of it. You'd be absolutely enthusiastic.
You wouldn't be able to contain yourself how great it was. Yeah. Stanley Kubrick did film. Yeah.
We believe that, yeah.
NASA, biggest liars, aren't they? They get billions and billions and billions.
Yeah.
And they can't give us a straight answer on anything.
And everything is filmed underwater with the air bubbles
the
and the
bubbles
water
coming
bubbles. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah. But you've either seen it and looked at it and examined it, or you haven't, you know, because if you're told something for so long, you don't even know whether to question it or not. Just becomes a historic thing that you accept and you haven't gone back to question it. But when you have, it's such an eye-opener, isn't it?
And the space station flies just on the stratosphere. It's not in space. It's not looking down, flying 1,000 miles an hour. Yeah, we have been told a lot of fairy tales.
Yeah. But the thing is, that's what I'm saying. Some of them we believe without questioning because we don't know.
Yeah,
there's that much to question. Yeah.
I think you just can't believe anything what they tell us.
Exactly. Why is space always black? You know, if this big, massive sun is in the middle and Earth is just so full of daylight in the daytime.
And the moon lights up.
And the moon blocks it over nighttime or whatever the reason is. You know, I still don't understand the functions completely of the moon and the sun, you know. But, you know, if that's emitting such rays of daylight, why is space completely black all the time? It just doesn't add up.
And why can the sun and the moon be out at the same time of day? When one's supposed to be on one side of the world and one's supposed to be on the other.
But we can both see them standing on our doorstep.
So close together.
Yeah. Question everything. That's completely and utterly true. Yeah. It takes so long to filter through all the information now and, you know, have your own view on it.
But people that believe say, well, if it was fake, there'd have to be so many people in on it and somebody would spill the beans and they'd know. But if you're working for a big company and the top bosses are tax evasion, you don't know that they're evading tax. You're just doing what you're told and getting on with your job. And the top people are fiddling.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I seen that Buzz got married today. He's 94 or 96. and he got married to some younger woman, 70s or 80s or something. And it was the big thing. He got married today.
What was that about then?
Mm.
So what's that relevance to? They're all normally relevance to dates, aren't they? And singling something out.
It was the first thing I thought was, have you told her? Does she know then?
She, yeah, that's not true.
I mean, I don't
Yeah, there's Handler, could be, you know. Yeah, we hear so many stories.
I find that Roswell believed that.
I know, but it doesn't necessarily have to be an alien. It can be
No,
an
not
experimentation of a pregnancy, whatever it is, to look like an alien when it's actually some kind of humanoid. You know, you we're only knowing and seeing that it's being presented as an alien. You don't really know the full truth. And as I've said before, aliens, if there is such a thing,
they come from within.
They come from within Earth. They're not coming from an outer space in a spaceship to come and visit us and that, because extraterrestrial just means extra land. Terrestrial is land. So it just means they're already here. Extra land, you know, so it just means a different type of humanoid to me. You know, it just doesn't mean they've got these big eyes and, you know, no genitals or whatever it is, you know, with 3 fingers. It doesn't necessarily mean that. It could just mean a different type of humanoid.
We're just brainwashed into believing that, aren't we? This is what an alien looks like. And
again, we go off on these tangents, don't we?
Don't start with the lizards. We're not talking lizards.
We're not talking lizards, Mojo. David Icke's gone to bed.
The only good alien was Alf. Alf was the best.
You liked that program, didn't you? What was it? Was it called Alf, the program?
Alien Life Form. Gordon Shumney. That was his real name. Don't start with the Lizzie lizards.
Thin lizard. I've not heard that one, Bridget, at Home with the Whitakers.
Would we like it?
Is it our kind of thing? See, I've seen those programs, well, especially on YouTube and that, where they'll show the eye and it'll have the slit of the eye and different things, but you don't know, you know, what's being presented on YouTube, what's being adapted, what's being changed, what's being used, and what stuff is filtering through to make you sound bizarre, to make you sound bad, you know.
Exactly, Jane.
What's that?
She's saying, ever wondered why there are dedicated air paths? The air travel is a big giveaway. There's limited tunnel planes allowed to fly over the Pacific. What if there are other countries?
We've said that lots of times.
Or beyond, beyond the Pacific, beyond
the world map
the
isn't
Antarctic.
True. There is extra land that they're hiding from us. We completely agree, Jane. We can go down that route 100%, and we completely agree.
Hey,
much more.
Don't be
extra
laughing.
land. much more. Yeah. And if you want to call it flat Earth, crater Earth, if you want to call it whatever, then yeah, go down that route. We questioned it.
I mean, a lot of ancient Chinese maps have got the Earth sort of where we are, the countries, and they've got an outer countries beyond the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's beyond Antarctica, beyond the North Pole, and there's like 7 different like places what they've got on their maps.
Well, the
ancient
Piri Reis
Chinese.
map had loads of different areas and different things, to be honest. Yeah.
And
Ley
you can't
lines
just
and
go and have a
portals
look around
completely.
Antarctica, can you? Yeah, 4 corners of the earth
It does, on a pedestal.
with a
completely.
firmament.
It does. Yeah. I believe the Quran actually says the same type of thing as well. I think the Quran, the Torah, and the Bible all actually say 4 corners of the earth, and it's a flat realm, flat realm, unmovable, unmovable realm. Yeah, I think actually all of them say that.
With
and
the,
circles have
with
no
the
corners,
stars
correct?
and the planets moving around us.
Yeah.
Well, have you lost the sound?
Agartha's quite interesting as well. I'm trying to think of that book. I have read it and it won't come to mind. Where the white fluffy creatures come out from underground.
The Wombles?
No.
Revelation 7.1.
And he fell in and he was underground and he come across
lately,
all these other creatures that have lived underground and in the Agartha situation. Yeah. What's that?
A lot of people are quoting Revelations lately. And...
well, that's where we're meant to be up to, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, Prepper Patty.
Good night.
Love you. Take care, love. Sleep well.
I didn't know Robinson Crusoe said about the edge of the earth.
I wasn't not familiar with that either. Hi, Linda. Hope you had a good night.
It's just interesting. It's more interesting than what they tell us and what we've been brought up to believe.
It's more interesting than social media.
And it makes more sense.
Yeah. And even if you don't agree with it at the end of the day, the challenge of understanding and taking it on board and seeing the opposite side of the argument is interesting, you know? There's so many things. Like
Revelation 6.
There's lots of things I don't agree with, like the lizard side or this, that, and the other. But
it's not that we don't agree.
We can't.
We're open-minded.
Yeah.
We will. That's from the life of Brian, Mo. He's not coming out. He's a naughty boy.
We're in Revelation 6 at the moment.
All the religions are similar. Every religion is similar, and it's all based on the sun and the stars. The sun disappears for 3 days.
It's astrological, isn't it? And to do with
there's 12
of everything. Yeah. What are they called? What's the thing you call the star
astrological signs? The star signs.
Yeah.
It's the moon and the sun, isn't it? That's it. We've been programmed. We've been conditioned all our lives.
That sounds interesting, Bridget. She said reread it and say it's about the fish falling from the seas.
Well, as above, so below, isn't it?
When you have fish deep down in the waters, you have bioluminescent fish.
They light up the dark water.
We've got that in the sky with the stars. The light of the stars is bioluminescence. And basically, you have the bioluminescence as the stars in the sky, and you have the bioluminescence of the deep sea water fish. Yeah, it is as above, so below.
They say God split the waters, and we're in the middle, so water above, water below.
Yeah.
And maybe that explains them when they are in the space station, why the bubbles are coming out of the masks, or are they underwater? Are they in a submarine kind of thing?
Yeah, the calendars have all been juggled around, and you know, some of them were named after gods or historical kings and different things, and then they juggled them around and moved them around. Yeah, completely. And the date's wrong, yeah. As it is in heaven, yeah. Strange,
It
you
is.
know.
There's just so
so
much.
much to ponder about. Right, we've got the last 5 minutes, guys, and then we're going to have to go because Mr. Wallflowers needs his beauty sleep for our day trip tomorrow. He's not going back on that now. You guys are all my witness. He's promised me a day out for a Chinese meal tomorrow. Don't know where
I
he's getting
didn't
this
say
money
Chinese meal.
from. Oh, we're taking a picnic.
I just said we want to see the Chinese New Year.
Can I stand outside and smell everyone else? I don't care as long as I get a walk out of it. At Crackadle, astronomy and astrology, it's basically the same thing. Yeah. Oh, I knew Aberdeen. I can't say it. Aberdeen.
Dawn.
Yeah. And lovely spending time with you, Hunt. It's been great.
We might be mad as
mad as a
box of
mad as a box of frogs. I can't speak now. Stuttering over my words now. But I don't care. We own it, don't we? We're quite happy.
Box of toads in holes.
Yeah. But we put our sensible head on when need be.
Yeah. Well, we got our tin hat on when we need.
You speak for yourself. Thanks, Mojo, love. Thanks for your company, hon. We keep saying we're going to come and see you, and we will, you know.
Yeah,
we'll get round to it. Oh, thanks, Mary.
We're just pleased that everybody else enjoyed it.
See, with you being in Wales, Mother Wolf, them Sumerian texts and the tablets that have been found, have you listened to any or read any of the Wilson and Blackett books? Because they reckon they're actually all written in Welsh, actually, in the original Gaelic
Welsh language. A lot of the hieroglyphics.
And the Sumerian text, if you speak Cymruan,
Cymru.
You'd actually be able to read the Sumerian text. They kind of say that they relate completely.
That's very interesting.
Wilson and Blackett's work is amazing. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Shireen. Thanks, Rodinger.
Abby Darboon.
Big Sky Dreamer. This was a nice break from my chores. Thank you. Enjoy tomorrow. Take care. Thanks, love. Abby Darbourne. Abby Darbourne. There you go. Abby Darbourne. See, I've got you now.
Yeah, we love doing them as well.
Dawn.
Yeah, we love doing the videos and we love doing the lives. It's just great to be with like-minded people.
Yeah. Some might be a bit crazier than us, but it's nice to see.
Yeah, Cornish is part of like the Gaelic, the Irish Gaelic.
And their language was banned. We were talking about that, weren't we? The Cornish language was banned. Yeah.
Is right, Jane.
Fantastic. Great point of view. Jane says, being as mad as a box of frogs is much better than being compliant to the ones who think they know best. Going to bed, lovely stream, night. God bless, love. Have a lovely sleep. Yes, friends. Nia.
Right.
Yeah, fabulous. Right, well, we're going to love you and leave you guys. And
thanks for everything.
Yeah, hopefully
thanks for joining in.
We'll have another stream next week. And in the meantime, we'll try and bring you as many videos as we can. And let's grab this by the horns. Don't let the buggers grind us down. And let's make the move life.
We are the 99%.
Love you all.
Thanks, everyone.
Take care. And we'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, do that, Mother Wolf. Have a look at them. Very interesting. Good night, Mo. See you soon.
Good night, everyone.
Love you.